I'm just looking out at the view. It's absolutely stunning. I might just close my computer. If you like, grab a hot drink and have a seat with me. We're going to have a chat today about looking backwards, looking at childhood experiences, trauma, loss, reflectively. What happens when we look backwards? What is the worth in looking backwards, and what is deleterious about looking backwards? Do you have trauma? Do you have loss? Do you have lack? Do you have events that perhaps you regret, or events during which you were hurt? What do you do with these? Do you unpack them? Do you explore them? Do you hold them under the microscope? Do you let them go? Do we spend time in therapy analysing our experiences, or do we let them go? What is the right approach here? What is the approach that gives us the greatest joy, the greatest wisdom, the greatest opportunity? What do you think? Do we let go of the past, or do we unpack our past and place it under a microscope? Hello, hi Jessie. I'm doing a live stream today and looking at the benefits and the weaknesses of, or the threats of, unpacking a past, and why we would do that. Hello, Linda. And why we would not unpack the past. Hello everyone. Understandably, the journey towards knowing whether to unpack your past versus leave it well alone, the only person who truly knows the answer to that is you. Nobody can tell you your journey. Your journey is for you to walk barefooted across sharp, jagged rocks at times, and that is our journey. We live our life by ourselves. We exist in our mind by ourselves. No one comes in our mind with us. It's our place where we reside for life. Move on with your trauma and live with it, Linda says. Jessie says, I'm glad you're talking about this. Thank you. Okay, you may want to take notes. You may want to just listen. You may want to give your feedback. The first point here that's super important is that nobody can tell you the right way. The second point is it's very important to have professional support. If we've had an incredibly terrible trauma, sometimes it can be quite debilitating and disastrous to unpack it without suitable support. Keeping that in mind. What is the answer? Thanks, Jessie. Research shows unequivocally that in most occasions, I'm not saying what's right here, I'm saying what research says. In most occasions, unpacking the past is not productive. I'm not saying that's what I think. I think that it depends on you. Your narrative, your story, your situation, your generational processing, trauma, experience, your race, your gender, your identification, all this comes into play. Nobody can tell you what's right here. But we know now that the sympathetic approach, so the approach where we are sympathetic, or somebody is sympathetic, or someone is empathetic towards you when you're experiencing something or relating a past memory, is not always healing. I'm not saying it's not healing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let's question, let's consider when we choose to unpack our past. Not that we don't do it, just that we consider it. Hello, software engineer. Pleased to meet you. I've mentioned this before, but they did research on 9/11 and found that in most occasions, sympathy or simple empathy during the counselling process did not help. Didn't say it didn't always help, but generally it didn't help. Hey, you missed my ASMR, do you? Hopefully this is a little bit ASMR-ish. I did quite a lot of work with trauma-informed care when I worked in jails, and I worked with people who were in jail who'd experienced significant childhood trauma. And again, simply listening to somebody's trauma only achieves that person reliving their trauma. When somebody talks about their trauma, the body can't tell the difference between experiencing trauma and narrating trauma. So if I had a terrible experience last Tuesday and my body lived the experience and it felt very stressed and anxious and released cortisol and adrenaline during the event. And then afterwards I say to my friend, Jack, hey Jack, last Tuesday, I experienced this experience and I felt A, B, and C. My body will relive the trauma. My joints will re-inflame. My breath will shorten. My heartbeat will speed up. I'll release cortisol, adrenaline, etc. Thanks, Holly. And I'll relive the experience. Now, perhaps there's a time, perhaps there's a space where reliving an experience is important. I had quite a lot of trauma-informed care myself, where I saw a number of trauma-informed specialists about something I went through. And each time I would speak with one of these specialists, oh, I love a cup of tea. They would remind me, they would say, I'm not here to stop you sharing your narrative. I am here to remind you that the sharing of the narrative will re-traumatize you. Sharing your narrative is not always healing. It's a question. It's a deliberation. It's something to think about. Perhaps it's worth the re-traumatizing in order to unpack an issue. Perhaps. Thank you so much. Perhaps it isn't. There are times that we need to take a rest from sharing our trauma. There are times that we may question, well, I'm going to release some cortisol today. I'm going to release some adrenaline and I'm going to share my narrative. We used to be focused purely and simply on Roger's Cognitive Behavioural Therapy, where we listened to somebody and just cared for that person as counsellors in the counsellor role. Demonstrated empathy and just listened. Listening, active listening and caring has a valid, crucial role to play in therapy and in healing. But caring in itself, empathy in itself, does not give somebody the tools to survive, to get back up, to gain resilience. Resilience, the ability to get back up when times are tough, is crucial. We don't want to encourage a harsh resilience, a resilience such as stuff you, get back up, that's the only way. But the fact remains, the only person, I don't know the answer to that. The only person that can get back up is you. The only person that can rescue you is you. The only person that lives in your own mind is you. Yeah, Jessie's saying my mum won't let me let anything go. People may have their beliefs due to their own experiences, their own upbringing, how they feel or what their role is, or they feel their role is in parenting, and they're living their own narrative. It's important that you live your narrative. You do what suits you so that you feel okay. Make a decision. Am I going to unpack my childhood experiences? Why am I going to unpack my childhood experiences? What will I achieve from unpacking my childhood experiences? And very importantly, what will those around me, those people around me, those people I love, those people I associate with, what will they gain by me unpacking my childhood experiences? There is also the generational pop cultural issue that at the moment it's popular to unpack trauma. It's seen as fashionable to unpack trauma. I'm not saying you don't do it, I'm just talking about contemporary paradigms at the moment. It is all over Instagram, TikTok, YouTube about childhood trauma bond. These are legitimate issues that need to be known and considered. But what happens when we focus on our trauma is that we end up focusing on me, us. Maybe that's cool. Maybe that's the right thing for you to do at this time. But when we focus on me, on I, we do not focus on the community. Our role here is one of service. I sincerely believe that when we spend time with self, we can have greater effect and a greater role in the community and helping others. Does our focus on self help us to care for others? Does the work we do on self help us offer our service to others? Does our focus on self-therapy help us to live a selfless life? Thank you so much. Resilience is a really big topic for me because we're entering a time where there is a strong focus on entitlement and the rights of the individual. And it's important through this time that we remind ourselves that life's hard and we need to keep going. Life becomes adverse and we need to just get up. Nobody is going to rescue us. We just get up. Nobody is going to come in with their white horse, brandishing their sword, saying, I'm here to help you. We are often alone. We're born alone. We die alone. Such is life. So what do we do with it? We develop resilience. The ability to accept friendship for what it is, its limitations, its strengths. The ability to understand that every relationship ends. The ability to know there is no static self. We are ever changing, ever moving, and that's okay. The ability to know that everybody dies and that our life is ticking and every moment may be our last. So how are we about that? Hey, Jessie. Thank you so much. That's such a compliment. Excuse me while I pause. As you listen to me, it's characteristic when we listen to others that we internalize what they say and refer it back to us. That's normal. I was at work the other day and one of the guys at work said, all your content is about Adrian, my partner, my fiance. And I thought, no, it's not. It's not. And perhaps one of my friends will say, your content's about me, isn't it? And I'll say, no, it's not. People internalize my content and can think it's about them, or we hear a narrative and think it's about me, or we see something on Instagram and think, it's about me. We internalize what we hear. So today, you may be listening to me and saying, I need to talk about my childhood trauma, or I need to release my childhood trauma. I need to let go and forget about it. Cherry pick. Thank you so much. Cherry pick what you take from this conversation. I don't know you. I haven't met you. I'd like to meet you. I am one version of a paradigm of thinking. If you can cherry pick from my words and reject them, hey, Katie, accept them, modify them, change them, scalp them, do a million things with my words so that you possibly get something out of them. That's your call. We are greater than our mentors. Our ability to think is greater than the words we receive. We have the ability to reinterpret words, thoughts, feelings. We are incredibly malleable, and we are amazing like that, how we are malleable. We can take a meditation and change the words. We can reject words, accept words. We can listen to the world, and there may be shouting, and we can hear gentle waves. We can listen to the world, and there may be a gentle breeze, and we hear a buffeting storm. We can adjust the way we listen. I am doing well, Katie. Thank you so much. Hi, Anna. I'm going to finish up soon. I'm creating a lot more content now on my podcast, thanks to emails. Oh, thank you. I have had, let me see, a colourful last few years. It's been tumultuous, it's been tragic, it's been adverse, it's been amazing, it's been joyful, it's been exciting, it's been full of grief, full of contentment. Oh, thank you. And I'm trying to post a lot more, and I'm posting somewhat random talks as well. I think I can hear someone's just come down the driveway and may need to stop soon. I'm now settled again in this beautiful house. I'll show you the house. Can you see the... It is just beautiful here. If you follow me, you'll see some of the... Hello, Robert. I loved my other home in Queensland. I love my home in Richmond. I really love this home. There's something about this home. There's something about home, isn't there, Katie? Thank you. Every morning when I get up, there are kangaroos outside my bedroom window. I kid you not. It is amazing. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much. It is just stunning here. The wildlife, a giraffe. That's so funny. Kangaroos. There's so many kangaroos here. Yeah, we had some, talked about trauma and the past today. Roos, I love kangaroos. I love it when they get feisty and have fights. And I'm driving to work sometimes. I've got to be very careful driving to Adrian's work. And they're on the road. So I've got to be careful not to hit them. I would like to do more lives. I've said that before. I'll say it again. It's life allowing, and my life once more allows me to do so. Thank you for listening to my content. Please subscribe to my channel. Please keep in mind my Patreon, because those of you who follow me on Patreon literally make content possible. Yes, trauma is an evolving process, Anna. It's a little bit dark in this room, isn't it? And I've broken the camera to my phone, so I look like I've got a filter over this because there's a haze. It's not filter, it's a scratched camera. I know. I wonder if there's any out there now. I'll just go and have a look. So here is the outside. I might go the other way. I can see that incredible haze over the windows, and that is just my broken phone. I have to save up my pennies to buy another phone. Now, they tend to come first thing in the morning, and then They're not here at the moment. And then they come back in the late afternoon, in the dusk. There's 2 families. They've got joeys, so they're not there at the moment. So this is my window. You can see this is my whole window. It's an amazing window. So there's one part of the window, and then there's the other part. So it's like, I feel like I'm in the zoo and the kangaroos come to visit me. And here's the other part. Here's the pool over there. They come to visit me, and it's like I'm in the zoo. Hey, thank you. It is, and I'll just show you these things which are interesting. These are made out of barbed wire, and I just love them. They've got little bits of glass in them, and Adrian despises them, and they're so my taste. And I think to myself, he's so kind. I think, should I take them down because he despises them? But I just love my barbed wire balls. I thought I might finish off there. I'd love to hear your opinions about letting go trauma. Look at that camera haze. I'm so sorry. I've got to get another camera. How long have we been together? We were friends for a while. I'd be guessing at 1.5 years. Oh, Hannah, we haven't got rid of the cockatoos. It's quite cold at the moment. As it gets hotter, there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of cockatoos, and I'm going to have the same problem that come 5 a.m. They screech, and I'll struggle to record. And unless you know me really well, you think, what is that screeching in the background? Okay, it is now 10 to 1 during the daytime. Cockatoos, they are silly, aren't they? I do love them. They're funny, but they're not good for meditation. I mean, there's no way you can look around at it any other way. Cockatoos screech. Screeching's not good for meditation. Yes, it is really beautiful here. It's quite stunning. And it's I was saying to my sister Camille how it's interesting because I've gone through such incredible adversity. How do I put that? I just have. I mean, there's no other way I can put it. So coming through that, I feel joy, I feel loss, I feel so many different things. Hello, but I do love living here. Umbrella, here's, oh wow, headbanging, that's funny. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you to those of you who follow me on Patreon. That is an amazingly generous thing to do. And every time I look at this, I can see this, where is it? That's my broken camera. Yes, I am Australian. This is an Australian accent. Well, I've got 2 degrees, so I suppose my accent is different to other people's. Also, I'm told. Bless you. I'll see you later now, guys. I'll talk to you again. Thank you for your donations, your support, your subscriptions. Thank you for your comments. Jeffrey, you have a wonderful day, my friend. That's funny. Thank you so much. I may exude tranquility, but I choose when and where to be online. You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to see you later. I'll speak to you soon. Please let me know if you like this or you find something satisfying about it. I was drinking tea. Splendor. 2 bags. I like it nice and strong. Yeah, that's the trick. See you later, guys. Take care.